2. Welcome back, WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and WNST.net. We are up in Carroll County in Hampstead. They're quiet until they're not. We're at Greenmount Station. Pat or Patrick, what do you prefer?
Pat.
Pat Ricard joining us here. The main event. What's that?
Project Pat.
Project Pat. All right. And Luke Jones, of course. This is Luke's segment where he's going to nerd it all out with you and talk football with you and all that good stuff and ask you, who's playing and who's – no, we're not doing any of that stuff.
I was going to ask him about win probability.
We've been – so this is a good question to ask, a guy that went to such a fine institution of higher learning like Maine. The analytics of the game and Harbaugh after the game explaining it on Monday, when to go for 1, when to go for 2, what we're going to do in fourth and 1 from our own 34. You better know we're going for it, right? I mean, are you sometimes shocked by it?
He doesn't.
I was shocked. I was shocked by it, but we have.
It's a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
for
so
everybody.
we have a guy in the building. I think his name's David Stern or something like that,
Okay.
and he's like an absolute genius. Like I think he went to like Yale or some really nice Ivy League
Someplace
school.
better
Princeton,
than Maine.
Yeah,
or...
and he's very smart. He talks in front of the team all the time, just going over all the analytics of just all the different scenarios and all this stuff, and it's all on him. And I think he's the one that tells Harbs like, hey, like this is analytically speaking, like this we should go for it.
And I would think on Facebook that's one thing. I had Jack Del Rio on this week. I mean, we're putting Billick in the Ring of Honor this week, so and he said, I tried to do that 15 years ago, and Luke was the first guy Sunday night saying, no, this is the way the game's played, and we're baseball people. We've seen how much baseball has changed. This is where probability statistics, where you can argue it all you want, and Luke will make that point, but the math supports it.
Yeah, if you're
and
just
then John
going strictly
stands
with
up
the math, right. I mean, there's nuance. There's always nuance. If the fullback gets hurt in the second quarter, and that might impact your best two-point play. Different scenarios, and what the score is, what's going on with the other team. But the math does say what John Harbaugh did was correct. Now, not everyone's going to agree with that.
I guess my point is, even guys that have played football their whole life, you see it, and it is sort of, I haven't seen that before. That doesn't make it wrong. Matter of fact, there's a great argument that it is the correct thing to do. Then you have to go out and execute the play. And if you execute it, it's a great call.
Right.
If not, it's a bad call. Right? I mean, that's been going on for 100 years of football too, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Like if you look at the Patriots and then Seattle, the throw, if they caught it, it was an interception. It was a great play, but because it was an interception, it was not.
Sounds like you grew up a Patriot fan. Is that true?
Yeah. Born and raised in Massachusetts.
Wow. See, now the room gets loud. See what you did, Pat?
I know.
Nestor's speechless for the first time ever.
Where were you when Billy Cundiff missed the kick and Lee Evans dropped the ball, other than celebrating? How old were you then? So I'm trying to get this 12, right? That's 12 into 13?
January 2012.
Yeah, so that's
I was a senior
in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were real happy then, weren't you?
Yeah, that was against the Ravens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were real happy.
I didn't like the Ravens.
We were real happy when Eli Manning won.
I was not. My dad couldn't watch TV for like a month.
Well, your whole family, Red Sox, Bruins, all the way through.
That's how it is everywhere.
I know.
Anywhere in New England.
My wife is a Chowder. She's from
crazy.
Manchester, New Hampshire. So which was your number one? I mean, maybe Red Sox, but the Patriots have been great all of your life. How old were you? When Tom Brady, Wally Pip Bledsoe, he was like 5 or something, right?
I don't really know Drew Bledsoe like that. Like pretty much.
Brady's the only quarterback you've ever known in your life.
Yeah. 2001.
How's it feel?
Ancient history.
How's it going to feel to like sack him a couple times? Like all that.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
Your family's going to be a little weird about this too.
Yeah, I already have like 50 people coming down for the game.
That's why my wife's family can't get a flight. See, I told you to book early. That's what happens. There is something about that would be unique, different, special. I would think for anybody that grew up playing against their player or their team or whatever. The fact that Brady's still doing this at 42 and you get to chase him around.
I know.
You don't want anything to happen to him, right? You want to see him here.
If
you want to play against Tom Brady.
If I accidentally hurt him, I can't go home. I can't. my parents probably have to move. Like, I'm not
Witness
kidding.
protection.
Like if you guys think Ray Lewis is big in this area, that man is.
And not just like one state. You'd have to
crazy.
leave like the
6,
whole region.
all New England. I gotta go to New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pat Ricard will refer to himself as Owings Mills native Pat Ricard.
Where did you grow up? So where are you from? You're from Massachusetts,
I'm
right?
from a town of Spencer, Massachusetts. It's right outside of Worcester, which is central Mass.
But why don't you have a funny accent like Phil Jackman did?
I don't know. It's kind of like a hit or miss.
Flynn doesn't have it either, but he's from Springfield,
do.
though, right?
don't
Springfield, Hartford, that's where he's from.
Yeah.
And the way you speak sounds the way he's nothing like with her family, like, whoo, you get off the plane in New Hampshire.
It's a hit or miss, I guess, to people.
Back
My
to
parents are bad.
Her parents are terrible. My wife doesn't have it either. Is it generational, you think?
I don't know.
Everybody in Maine had it, though, right? Worse.
Yeah, they had a little.
That's a different thing.
That's different. Yeah.
Really different.
Those Mainers.
Why there? What you get
Why
offered?
I went there?
Yeah.
It was my only Division I offer out of high school.
Had you visited before you went up there and froze your ass off all winter or no?
Yes.
I asked him that about that Syracuse. He didn't know.
You have to be ready
didn't
for
know.
it.
He wasn't ready for Syracuse.
So I had an official visit there. I had a couple. One was at Holy Cross, which is in Worcester. And then I had one at St. Anselm, just D2 school in New Hampshire. Yep. And that was my other scholarship was there to Division II. And then I did not like the visit at all. And then it was immediately right up to Maine. I liked it a lot. They gave me an offer. I took it because my parents were not paying all that money. So I had to get a scholarship to play.
And then you saw Mike Flynn's shrine and said,
That's
one
gonna
day,
be me."
one day.
Right.
They'll be replacing his shrine with mine.
I'm telling you, I'm taking a picture of us, and I'm going to send. I've been texting with him all day because he blew me off today. He's doing the radio tomorrow, though. He's coming on tomorrow. When I tell him that you said there's a shrine there,
There is. Mm-hmm.
he's not going to be able to look at me anymore. You know, I mean, it's going to change our relationship, I think.
You didn't know about this at all?
No, man.
No?
I mean, he's not that humble.
I was going to say, he's not the most modest all the time.
Mike Flynn, he's not even the most famous person in his family. He's got a Super Bowl ring. His son, and he was here 2 years ago, he came in and we were over in Costas eating crabs, and he said to me, my son's trying out to be on Broadway in Willy Wonka in the chocolate factory. It had a different name. The one on it was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate. Either way, his son got the lead in Willy Wonka, so he and his wife had to move to New York in and out for a year, and their kids on Broadway. So he's not even the famous guy in his own family anymore. So the fact that he has a shrine in Orono, I'm going to point that out. Believe me, now that I know that. Football wise, for you, 3 into this thing, where we were last week, this week. We win. We feel like we're unbeatable. We lose. We feel like we'll get back this week.
Right.
The Chiefs game, I don't like losing. I don't believe in moral victories. I liked everything about the way we came back. Didn't like that we didn't win, but I didn't feel overmatched, and I don't feel like if you guys go back out there in January, you went out there last December, whatever it is, I like how we're coming together. And Cleveland's coming in this week, and for 6 months we heard they were going to the Super Bowl. And this just feels good. That's all I'm going to say, to be playing well right now.
Right, I'd have to agree with you. I mean, if you look at the tape from this past game, there was a lot of stuff that we just didn't execute on, or we're so close in so many things. Just there's so many crazy plays in that game. There always is with Kansas City. Even look last year at the game, it was ridiculous. But yeah, it just shows that we can compete and we can fight and we can play in those games and moving forward now to the Browns. I mean, whenever we play any of those teams in our division, it's a tough game because you play them twice a year and we all know each other so well. But yeah, I think everyone now has a chip on their shoulder, almost like a sense of urgency. All right, now we definitely, this is almost like Harb says, this is the start of our season right now.
We know we could be good. I think all of us, you sit around all off season and wonder, Weddle, Suggs, Flat, the departure, say, Earl Tom, okay, we got young guys stepping up, but then you have to go out and play, which the Browns found out, which a lot of, I watched the Redskins the other night. I mean, there's a lot of teams with their feelings hurt right now. Not only are we, and we got some issues on the back end with health, but just in general, I think there's a feeling that this is just beginning. That there are a lot of weapons. You being one of them, but the whole Boyle, Hayden Hurst, Hollywood going up. All these pieces maybe we didn't feel like we had in previous years are all emerging, and I think it's really re-energized the fan base. I mean, I feel that on game. I felt like Sunday everyone was tuned in to Planet Kansas City for the purple thing, and I think people are buying in. And that in 25 years in, we don't always buy in, especially when we don't know what we're getting. New quarterback, new system, new everything. I'm just energized by it, and I know you guys are too.
Yeah, like you said, the whole revamped offense, I think that's the biggest thing is Greg Roman's now the offensive coordinator. This is Lamar's first year of really being quarterback number one, really having this offense around him, built around him. Now he has all these different weapons, all these guys coming in, and you look at the two tight ends, Hayden Hurst and Mark Andrews. It's their second year now, so they've had the maturity and just being with Lamar, really just playing with him more. I think that's helped a lot, and then just I think really it is Lamar just being the quarterback the whole time and just having this system be him, because when he came in last year, it was Joe's system. And when he started playing, we had to kind of tweak some things so that Lamar could flourish more. And then now when G-Row came in, Greg Roman, the OC, he really just put everything together. And I think that's what you guys are seeing now.
How exciting is it for you to be part of this? Not just playing fullback after being a defensive lineman, but this is a very unique offense. This is a very unique quarterback. Just to be involved in that. And 4 or 5 years ago, you're thinking, okay, I might be in the NFL one day, but I'll probably be a defensive lineman. And you're playing with Lamar Jackson and catching touchdowns from Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, it's
working on celebrations in the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great feeling. Whenever I can play with these guys, I love it, and especially a guy like Lamar. I mean, he makes plays. He's great to play with, and yeah, man, it's great. I love it.
What was a moment you saw him and thought, you know what I mean? Because we all saw the draft, we saw the suit, we saw the swag, we saw the Heisman. We know all about that, but there is a point where you had a Super Bowl winning quarterback, right? Throwing perfect spirals and looks the part, comes off the bus at 6, all of that. And then there's Lamar, who comes in as the number 2 last year. It was Joe's thing. But you see Lamar on the practice field. Was there one thing, anything? I mean, the ball looks like it javelined out to me. The delivery of it was different. But I definitely, and Luke will tell you, when we were in Canton last year in the Hall of Fame game, I saw him running into linebackers. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? You know what I mean? Yeah. And I thought that's a jolt to my system. And I think it's taken all of us a little time to see the differences, but also to see the potential, to see that the top side here is this kid can really be special. The same thing Eric DeCosta saw, right?
Yeah. So in practice, if he gets going in practice and gets any open field, as me playing defense and trying to run after him, I stop. Because you see what he does, some guys, as soon as he gets near him and stops and breaks and all this stuff, the guys fall on their knees and they fall on their backs. That's what he does all the time in practice. He was doing that with OTAs when he first got here. And the thing that making
you feel foolish as a defensive player.
So I've never let that happen to me. So when I get near him, I just stop and just tag off, even though he's took 10 steps before I took one. But yeah, he did that all the time. And we just knew that once he really learns how to play as an NFL quarterback in terms of knowing the offense and really getting his mechanics down as a thrower, he's going to be special. And I think that's what everyone's seeing now is just he's putting it together from last year to this year.
You have such a weird perspective of all of it because you have to go chase him around.
You see both sides, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you're thinking if I was over there and had to catch him, that wouldn't make for a fun day.
No. He's the last quarterback you want to be running around after us. Yeah, it's not good.
It has to make it easy, though, as a defense preparing for any other mobile quarterback in the league. Not that they can't throw the ball and make plays, but there's no one who's going to run in the open field like he does.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps just because of how much, reads we do with him and everything. And as soon as he gets going, it's very hard to stop him. So it's almost like it makes it easier in the games when we have to face a quarterback like that.
Pat Ricard is out. We're at Greenmount Station. We're swabbing for the Bone Marrow Registry for There Goes My Hero tonight. We're at Adams Jeep next Monday night. Nick Boyle's going to join us out there. We'll be back at Greenmount a few more times and back up in Harford County as well. We'll step out. We'll take a break. We'll get some more water. Crab cakes, fried or broiled? How do you go?
Fried.
That's my man.
Oh, it's the wrong answer here.
Now, that's why he's my favorite Raven. See, there we go. We are WNST.net, AM 1570 at WNST. Towson, Baltimore. We never stop talking Baltimore sports.